Hi, welcome to Late Night Stocks. Today's topic is again our favorite vaccine stocks, namely Moderna, BioNTech and Novavax. Friday was like a nightmare for the vaccine investors because the stock prices were fallen sharply. Novavax was down in the beginning of the session about 22%. I'm gonna evaluate the news and possible impacts on the stock prices. Are we at the end of the road or at the beginning of new era? Will the pandemic over anytime soon? Will Merck's antiviral pill solve all the problems? Are these vaccine stocks overvalued? For the answers and more, please watch the video till the end. As you know, 1st October is International Coffee Day and we got our first coffee donation and a great message from one of our followers. I would like to give a special thanks to our follower and encourage you to do the same. You can find the link down below the video and you can also buy us a coffee. We have also Patreon account. You can find our late night stocks portfolio there. You can see our transactions, additional information about these companies and their comparisons. You can also find the link in the video description. By the way, you can also support us just by giving a like and leaving your comments down below the video. It could be a win-win situation if you subscribe us and click the notification button. I know self-advertisement is not what you are looking for in this video. So let's start with the Merck's new COVID-19 pill. The company on Friday announced that the new COVID-19 pill reduces the risk of hospitalization, deaths by half for some patients. This pill is named Molnupiravir and phase 3 trials are ongoing. If this drug can get an emergency use authorization approval, will be the first oral antiviral medicine for COVID. It's so far so good and great news for the humanity. After that, the stock price jumped over $80 and closed at 1-year all-time high. This is a typical emotional stock market reaction to the news. Let's look at the details and compare them with the COVID-19 vaccines. The pill does reduce the severity of illness but doesn't prevent it entirely. This point is very important. This is a cure that works 50-50 chances. It can keep some people out of the hospital, but how about the rest? When we look at the efficacy rates of the vaccines, for example, BioNTech Pfizer, full vaccination after 2 doses is 88% effective against symptomatic disease and 96% effective hospitalization. Vaccine can cure COVID-19 patients but prevent them from severe disease. Long story short, if you get vaccinated, you get about 90% protection against severe disease and death. If you don't get the vaccine and if you become hospitalized, you have 50% chance to survive with this pill. It is absolutely better than nothing, but 50% is too risky in my opinion. Long story short, this pill can save some of the unvaccinated people. I don't get the point because the government offers free and safe solution for the pandemic. You would like to take risk of being hospitalized or even worse that. I'm fully vaccinated with BioNTech and I'm very happy with that. On the other hand, who will undertake the hospitalization costs of unvaccinated people? There are still too many topics to be clarified. Last but not least about this COVID cure topic, there is another company called Therapeutics in Canada, which also develops medicine to prevent cardiovascular complications in hospitalized patients. This drug is also in phase 2-3 trials and it is expecting to get approval from FDA next year. I took a video about this company and its shares made almost 2x in between. This news didn't cause vaccine stock sell-off like on Friday. It was absolutely overreaction to the news. Let's continue with the pandemic news. Moderna CEO predicts pandemic could be over in a year and become endemic or similar to the current situation with flu. I think that's too optimistic and will be much more dangerous than the influenza virus. He also says booster shots will be required. This news serves like something new, but BioNTech CEO Uğur Şahin told the same at the beginning of May this year. As you see, the media can highlight what they wanted to boost in the market. When we look at the conversation with BioNTech co-founder Özlem Türeci, she said, COVID will become manageable and the virus will be with us for years. All they are saying is the same, the pandemic will be under control, but booster shots and high vaccination rates are needed, not in the West but all around the world. I would like to continue with Moderna and the latest news about it. On 23rd September, the stock price was $457 and closed with $340 on Friday. It is still about 200-day moving average, which shouldn't be important for this stock. Its forward P ratio is 12 and people are thinking that it's overvalued. Are you nuts? Let's check the latest news. FDA considering half dose of Moderna vaccine as booster. As you know, initial Moderna shots contain 100 micrograms of mRNA, which is 70 micrograms more than BioNTech Pfizer shots. The dosage is important because this is limiting factor for the production and cost. If Moderna can get this approval, it can manufacture double of what has planned for next year. This target was up to 3 billion shots next year. If they earn $15 per shot, this makes $45 billion in revenues. Such a great number, but let's say the demand will be less developed countries and they will likely to pay reduced price for the shots. In any case, an average analyst revenue expectation for next year is $20 billion. And this number can exceed $40 billion in the best case. I am very bullish about the Moderna. I already compared the company with other pharma giants such as Merck, Abby and Bristol Myers. Please check this video for further valuation concerns. My price target is the same, $500 for this year. Since last month we are in a huge market correction, or let's say crash. The Nasdaq Composite and the S&P 500 index are already 5% down, and this was the worst correction since the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know whether it's over or not, but it can be worse and we are maybe in the middle of the crash. The investors, because of the market uncertainties and some manipulative news, took their profits. Vaccine stocks are not overvalued because their P ratios are far more under their competitors. I'm selling some of my shares to buy more these companies. Don't forget, every investment involves a risk, and please do your own research before investing. Let's talk about BioNTech. From $370 to $230 just in 2 weeks. The company fundamentals are the same or even better because they started phase 2 trials of a cancer vaccine. They have a very strong pipeline and proved their mRNA platform's success. The revenue expectations are similar to Moderna. Next year we can see over $30 billion revenue in an optimistic case. Don't forget, BioNTech Pfizer will get extra $8 to $10 billion revenue from the sales of 1 billion doses non-profit vaccine donations from the US. The company has a forward P ratio of 5. This is a ridiculous number for such a great company. Wall Street can't understand the potential of BioNTech. The company has at least 2x potential in the short term. It's time to talk about Novavax. After the application to World Health Organization for emergency listing of COVID-19 vaccine, the stock price jumped 10% on September 23rd. After these good news, vaccine stocks got a sell-off and declined about 30%. Probably some big investment fund managers got the vaccine pill news and took their profits. This is my assumption because the major stock price drops happened during the pre-market. The stock price fell to pre-phase 3 efficacy results levels. The analyst expectation is up to $8 billion vaccine revenues next year if it happens. The company has a forward price to sales ratio of less than 2. The Merck COVID-19 pill or mRNA vaccines won't change the revenues dramatically because they are still too expensive for low-income countries such as India. You can easily observe the panic selling from the stock price movements. Novavax has 2-3x potential so far. The good news are coming, but people are selling like no tomorrow. The company has already signed a lot of contracts, not only with low-income countries, but also with developed ones. The vaccine has a different market and targets also mRNA technology skeptics. Investors and fund managers will come back when they see the revenues and dangerous COVID-19 variant news. I'm not the Nostradamus, but we saw the similar news in the mid of summer. We are just in the beginning of fall and heading to long winter. It's your money and your decision. There are always uncertainties and risks in this business. That's why the return on investment is so high. Thanks for watching till the end. Please give a like and don't forget to subscribe. Arrivederci.